Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I'm your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
Caleb. How are you?
Okay. Well, I've been sick. I think we've all been a little sick.
We've all been a little under the weather.
On the mend.
I'm not.
I was.
I feel like crap.
I was on the mend.
I'm not really.
But I was. I had to do a trunk or treat today.
Yeah.
I've been doing a bunch of them for the community, giving out books and candy.
Books. Who
and
wants books?
And we were out in the rain.
What kid wants books for trick or treat?
We were out. The kid. Honestly,
probably a lot.
That's
of
what
kids,
I initially
honestly,
thought.
yeah.
But my God, they are usually. I'd say 89% of the time they are psyched about it.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, we were out in the rain today.
Teach kids to read.
The rain wasn't great, but it was great to give out stuff and give back.
Nice.
So it's the Halloween episode. And I'm in full costume.
Yeah.
Where's your costume at?
Anywhere but here.
Oh God, Josh. Oh God. Yeah, we've been sick. We had to cancel some plans this weekend.
Yeah,
and,
which sucked. We were. I was looking forward to those plans.
Yeah.
We all were looking forward to those plans, but unfortunately,
a lot of people had to cancel. I mean,
a lot of people
I
did.
feel like everybody I know is sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, my mom has gotten sick for me.
Good job, Caleb. You made your mom sick.
It was gonna happen. I don't know what to
Made
tell you.
your mother sick.
I mean, it was. I mean, if you've been
You
around
suck.
me, there was probably a 90% chance you were gonna get sick.
Well,
so.
that's why we moved the
You sick?
recording a few
You feeling
days.
better? You okay?
I'm all right. I'll be all right.
Okay.
I just feel drained.
I'll ask Nancy when she gets on the air. When she gets in here, I'll ask her.
Okay.
She's too far away from the mic right now. Even though she's right next to me.
Well, Caleb, we usually do our catch-up segment here with everything going on. You've seen some new movies this week.
I have.
And
You know what's been crazy is that last year I tried to watch horror movies like every night with like my parents, and I feel like I knocked out a lot of them last year that they hadn't seen. And this year, I've been watching a lot of stuff by myself, which I thought I would hate, but I don't know. There's been like a lot of satisfaction in that. I've been able to watch some stuff. Like a few weeks ago, I watched the found footage movie Hell House.
Okay.
That I've never seen it, and that was really cool. I was watching Terrifier 2 yesterday morning. I guess it's still really good. But some new stuff that I watched. This new movie, which is now on Shudder. It's called When Evil Lurks. It's an Argentinian movie, which it's Spanish. It speaks in Spanish language, and downright evil. If you're into just downright evil, where like evil is gonna win by the end of this movie, and that's just how it's gonna be, I recommend it. I probably hadn't felt that way in a horror movie since like a Hereditary or something like that. There's a scene in here that definitely rivals the decapitation scene in
I got you.
Yeah, just like, and it's good too. So watch that. A non-recommendation for me is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Why is that, Caleb?
It's not very good.
Okay. You went on like a 4-minute rant before we got on the air.
Here's the thing. I guess if you're a fan, this is why I post this in my review, that if you're a fan of the video games, I guess you're more likely to like it than someone that doesn't know the games, or if you're a small kid. I think if you're a small kid, it's perfectly fine. It's a good starter horror film. But what I don't like, is having to know all this lore and stuff to justify that the movie's good when the movie itself doesn't do that stuff.
Yeah.
I can understand a movie like this having fan service in it, but if you're not going to like do the things that makes the lore cool, how are people supposed to get into it when they've never played the video game? Like, a movie's job is to tell a good story and to get the audience involved. You're not supposed to, I mean, sure, I guess more so than any other genre of movies, the video game movies do this. But I'm looking at a movie like Sonic, which is a video game movie. And there was parts of it where I was like, I wish it would have stuck more to the video games, but it kind of did its own story and made it accessible to like everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess Five Nights at Freddy's just doesn't. I guess it just relies on you knowing everything about Five Nights at Freddy's.
How dare you not know it?
And then tells a boring, lackluster story behind it. But my God, it's making so much money. I had no clue that this was that popular.
I mean, I knew it was popular. I know the game is popular, but I did not expect the movie to make that much money. I just didn't expect
it's one of the biggest video game openings ever, if I'm not mistaken. It didn't make as much as like a Super Mario Brothers, I don't think. But it's also not. That's another thing.
It's not nearly
Super
as good.
Mario Brothers. By all accounts, could have made just like phoned it in and did a super fan service movie, and it had that stuff.
Yep.
But I also thought it told a pretty good story, and it's a really good movie for kids and even audiences. It has a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
Not this movie. Didn't like it at all. So if you have to watch a horror movie this weekend,
wrong.
get Shudder to I will say, when evil lurks, it'll ruin your day and it'll ruin your week.
Well,
but my God, it's just so good and evil, you know. And in a time like this, we all need to get together and recognize the evil of it all. Tis the season.
Well,
Josh.
speaking of evil,
Halloween.
Speaking of evil, I watched The Great Pumpkin for the first time this week.
Super
It's
evil.
Super evil. Super evil.
Super evil.
The Great Pumpkin. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it by now, me,
I've seen it.
No, I'm talking to the people that are listening. If you haven't seen it by now, the Great Pumpkin never shows up, and I was royally pissed when the Great Pumpkin didn't show up. But
what is this, an A24 movie?
Yeah,
my God.
But Nancy did see The Exorcist for the first time.
The first time
this week, and we'll have to ask her about it when she
I'm
hops
curious
on here, what
because
she thinks.
I know for people growing up in the 70s, it was very likely the most horrifying thing ever, and it's still scary. But I think more so now I look at it as just a really solid, good movie. Sort of like The Sixth Sense. Like, it terrified me as a kid, but I look at it now as just like a really good movie.
Yeah. There's one scene in the movie that when Reagan is laying on the bed and she's just like got this chest growl, still spooks me out a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff in it.
And we watched the regular edition. We didn't watch the director's cut.
Yeah.
So Nancy didn't get to see the spider walk down the stairs, which I think they still should have kept that in the movie.
That's the version I've seen.
Yeah. So you've seen the director's cut.
I've seen the movie a few times.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that version. Yeah.
The director's cut has a little bit more in it, and a lot of people don't like the director's cut. I think it's better, but we watched it on Max.
I think the spider walk down the step probably doesn't age well today.
Probably doesn't.
Yeah.
But at the time, it's pretty cool. But
I would say at the time it was just like, oh God, oh my God.
Well, they cut it out of the film.
Yeah, probably. Maybe they knew.
Maybe they knew.
They were probably like, man, 40 years from now or 50 years from now, this ain't gonna look good.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, last week we talked about Green Day versus Blink 182.
Yeah.
A lot of feedback on that episode.
Sure.
Do you have anything?
I don't have. I can just talk about people's overall feelings about. There was a lot of Green Day Blink 182 discourse over the past week for me.
Why for you? What happened?
Well, because I did a matchup. To see what the
was...
people thought of who they liked more
Mm-hmm.
between Green Day and Blink 182.
And
you thought for some crazy reason you thought Blink 182 was going to win. They got that new album.
I did.
And you know who got smoked beyond belief? Blink 182 got smoked.
I thought that was gonna. How bad was it?
It was. I'd say Green Day was up by 20 or so last time I looked.
So it was almost a 2-1 situation, like 2 votes Green Day, one.
Yeah, I mean,
Blink.
Green Day, they were just better.
Yeah.
Despite a new album, sometimes people they vote with their head sometimes, so
it just depends.
But yeah, we got a lot of comments from Green Day and Blink fans, giving
their favorite
songs. A lot of generic picks in there, guys. Hate to say, a lot of generic picks.
A lot of people
in
don't
there.
listen to the deep cuts.
They don't listen to the deep cuts. Okay, We Are the Waiting
is a terrible song. It's awful.
No, I'm joking.
I'm not.
No, I mean, I was joking about the people. Like, people have their favorites and stuff.
No, y'all have terrible choices.
No. Yeah, but anybody that picked "Damn It," I mean, come on, really.
It's all right.
I don't really
Tell
like.
me.
I don't really
What
like.
you think about me?
I don't really like "Damn It."
I'm not a huge fan.
It's like one of the. I think it's one of the worst songs on Dude Ranch.
Try.
I just think it. I'm just looking at vocal melody wise and that guitar riff.
Well,
I think it's just such a basic pop punk song. Whereas I think that there's other songs on Dude Ranch that are like pretty innovative for its time. So.
Well, I do. Real quickly, I do have to make a confession.
Okay.
I have to make a confession here on the air. Yeah.
These are my confessions.
Last week I said.
Sure.
Last week I said that I was going to spend this week listening to the Blink 182 album.
I don't think you did.
I didn't.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
One single time did I listen to that record.
I didn't listen to it much. There was a couple songs. I mean, and they released a couple of new songs where I was like, yeah, these 2 songs are better than like half the album. but they're still not like amazing. I mean,
but did I listen to the new 1989? Yes, I did. I listened to it.
I listened to some of it. I listened to the new songs. Mm-hmm. I liked Slut. Actually, I liked Slut.
Yeah,
because as an exclamation.
Not a huge fan of the vault tracks on this one. I think
that was the only one. That was the only one that stood out to me.
I think they're the weakest of the sets so far. Maybe it's better than Fearless, but Red and Speak Nows are 100 times better than.
Sure.
The 1989 ones. The 1989 Taylor's version is the most different re-recording of the 4 that's come out so far.
There's been a lot of discourse of people saying that I think that these are literally just leftover songs from Midnights. Do you believe that? Nancy just shook her head yes.
Nancy just shook her head yes.
Because they kind of sound like Midnight songs. Yeah. Of course, a lot of that is because of production. Yeah. Jack Antonoff.
Well, but, that's true too. I
do think. True. Listen, I don't know much about these re-recordings. I'm just like whatever. But I will say, just by listening to it a little bit, it was the one that I've noticed the most different stylistic changes to compared to her other re-recordings. So. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are, I guess.
She didn't change any lyrics on this one, so that's something.
How lazy.
How dare her.
How lazy.
How lazy. Well, folks, so we've caught up. Caleb, we are getting ready to do some Reddit talk.
Are we caught up? Oh, there was, what else was there? There was something. Oh, yeah, It Follows. They just announced there was an It Follows sequel.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, quickly. Me too. They follow. Like literally, like 10 minutes before air, I saw it. I was like, "Oh my god, wow, what is this?" I love It Follows. Josh doesn't. I wouldn't say I love It Follows, but I did like it a lot when I initially watched it.
It Follows.
I really appreciated the craft. I was like, I loved watching that movie in theaters, despite it like maybe being kind of boring at times. I just love the I like it. Honest to God, it reminds me a lot of Halloween. Mm-hmm. I like it more than Halloween. I just do. I think it's scarier. I don't know. I just really love how it was made. So, I mean, if they can come up with a good sequel, sure.
I'm sure they could come up with a good sequel.
I'm into it. That had some of the best cinematography and soundtrack I've ever seen in a horror movie. Maybe they can Maybe they can elevate the story a little bit more. The
soundtrack's good.
Oh, the soundtrack was...
Maybe this will be a prequel to It Follows, and we get to see
more about the sexually transmitted demon
and how that came about.
Do we want to know more about that though?
It depends. It depends on if they make a really
if they
good,
can come up with something cool.
If they make a really good lore out of it, I mean,
same like the Five Nights at Freddy lore.
Same thing with like Talk to Me. Talk to Me's lore with the possible sequel that they're going to be getting here.
Oh, yeah, they will be. They are doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very possible that they can do something super cool with it.
And those movies are similar too. Didn't we talk about how Talk to Me and It Follows were like kind of similar, right?
I don't think we did.
I thought we did.
I don't think we did.
I thought they were kind of similar. I don't know.
Sure. I can understand that.
There were elements in it that were...
Yeah, definitely some elements in it that mirror each other. Yeah. But anyway...
Yeah.
Caleb,
that's all I got.
Let's let Nancy tell us some Reddit stories, and we're going to give our honest thoughts about people.
Yeah. I still don't know what we're doing.
Be a divisive
I still don't know what... I have no clue what we're doing, but I'm doing it.
Nancy will have to give us the direction and all that mumbo jumbo. Okay. Since this is like her TikTok stuff that she watches. So,
all right. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Well, we're back. I don't know why I pointed at Nancy like she was going to lead us back in from break. But Nancy, explain to Caleb, because I know what we're doing, but explain to Caleb what we're going to be doing with the Reddit threads.
Basically, I have scoured for the last week. So these are all stuff that have been posted within the last week. Ooh. Of the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And so it's basically a place where people post stories about things that go on in their life or things that they've done to somebody to see what the internet thinks of if they were in the wrong or not when they did this thing.
Okay.
So now you know. Caleb, are you the asshole?
No, some of them,
I'm the asshole.
Sometimes some of them are really, really ridiculous.
Yes,
but it comes up on my
sound like they are true. So we're going to preface it with that. Okay.
Well, I feel like I picked some that seem like they are feasible, like they are real life situations.
So just a quick thing. Sometimes Nancy will be laying in bed at night, and these things will pop up, and they will start playing, and I immediately just look at her and go, "That's a lie. There's no possible way that that's happening."
Well, I will say that some of the people on TikTok that like do the voice to text thing, they change the stories sometimes to make them more interesting. And now they've started changing the titles too, so that people can't go look up the actual story and comment what the real thing is, because people will get in the comments and say, "Here's what actually happened." So
everybody's getting all spicy.
But these are fresh from the source.
Oh. All right, let's go. First story.
What is it? God.
What's the first story?
Okay. We're going to start with a Halloween theme.
Okay.
Asshole.
Now some
Did I
of
do it
these,
right?
Hassle or asshole?
now some of these, there ends up being a judgment on here, and so
Now, say that again.
sometimes there's like a judgment on here because they go through and see what the consensus of the comments is, and they put like a tag on it so that you can see
our opinions are the only ones that matter. So
that's true.
go ahead.
Question.
Yes.
Is there multiple choice?
No.
No.
We're just going to discuss.
Okay.
You just discuss
yeah.
if the people suck or not.
We'll see. We'll see.
Basically,
Suck.
it's who sucks in this scenario.
Okay, who sucks?
Okay.
Everyone sucks. You all
Well,
suck. Thank you for listening, but you all suck.
The title for this first one.
John Poole, you suck. No, I love you. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Oh my God.
How embarrassing.
Hurting our fans, I tell you. Okay, continue, Nancy.
Okay.
I love you, John.
The title for this first one is Am I the Asshole for Telling My Husband He Shouldn't Do Matching Ken and Barbie Costumes with His Female Coworker?
Spicy.
Okay.
Oh.
So, my husband has an employee with whom he works really closely. He is her boss, and then she is the boss for many other of his employees in the office. They travel and spend a lot of time together. We've all spent time together, and I'm confident he's not interested in her, and nothing is going on romantically between them. However, their office is having a Halloween party, and she's asking him to be Ken, and she will be the matching Barbie. She sent him a link to the costume. She included me in the group chat about coordinating their matching costumes. I am not invited to the party. It is just at work during the work day. I think there is a costume competition that she wants to win. I told him privately I don't like the optics of them being matching Ken and Barbie when they already publicly travel and spend so much time together. His idea of fixing it was sending an email to their smaller team of 6 people, sharing the costume link and the statement, Mary and I are wearing this. You all should consider getting it too, and we can all match at the big party. I said instead of fixing the problem of the bad optics, he just announced to everyone in writing that they got matching Ken and Barbie costumes on purpose and made it worse. I do acknowledge the whole office matching at the big corporate party would be cute if the smaller team decides to invest the $50 each to match. It's better than if those two had just shown up as the matching Ken and Barbie. And there are updates to this story as well.
Oh my God.
Let's hear the updates.
Okay. The first update was this post got so much input, and I'm grateful. He's a grown man who has come really far in his career making his own decisions. I feel like I share my opinion with him, and then it's up to him. He knows his office and team, and I hope he's right that it doesn't reflect poorly on him or her. I still think that it does, but it's not my career or my office, and I'm letting it go, deferring to his judgment. Her second update was I tried to just defer to his judgment and let it go. We talked about it today among other topics, and he said they're the only two matching exactly. So, like, in the whole office, they're the only people that are going to have matching costumes together.
Them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I realize I still think it's a bad idea, and we just can't talk about it because I don't respect his decision like I want to. I told him I don't trust her judgment or suggestions for things they should do together anymore either, after this and a couple of other things she has done over the years. To me, it's like avoiding the tipping point. Why make choices that could possibly move you closer to that point when there's so much you can't control that does, like traveling together? And then the final update is he's not going to wear the matching costume with a smiley face, and that's it.
Okay. What is this Reddit's username?
This Reddit username is Relationship Odd 8524.
Relationship Odd 8524. Your husband's fucking her.
What is this? Is this like Maury Povich?
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Seemed, I don't know. You know,
Caleb, what do you think? You work.
I watched the Barbie movie.
You work with people, but here's the thing, though. You work with people that
I do.
you all have matching costumes and stuff.
Not me. I did.
But they're a
I guess
whole group.
Scream we did. Yeah, we did Scream.
But they're a whole group. It's not just two people
Right.
that are matching together
Okay.
that spend a lot of time together. Am I allowed to give my opinion on these stories?
Sure.
too?
No.
No,
No.
it's
No.
just us. You're just the
No,
moderator.
sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, Nat. No. I'm joking.
What does the Grinch have to say? Since we have this big plushy Grinch over here, that's just
That's
Christmas.
it. I'm not going. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Grinch, I can't believe we said. Okay, the Grinch, keep it down over there. Okay.
So you see how huge this thing is? Anyway,
Yeah. I know. Did you hear him talk?
here's my
God.
thing. This is me looking and digging just a little bit deeper than just a costume. There's something going on there. She's saying that they're not quote unquote romantically interested in each other. Bull.
But they travel
Bull.
alone, and it's the fact that he spent $50 on a costume for his office Halloween party that this woman suggested that he buy.
I don't know about you guys. $50. That ain't nothing. I've never spent. That's the. I've always spent more than $50 on
Same.
any costume.
Same, but-
So, well, here's the thing: is that I was saying I've seen the Barbie film,
Yes.
the phenomenon that is the Barbie film.
Yeah.
And if you've watched the movie, Ken and Barbie are not. They're not compatibly romantically involved.
Right, but the connotation of Ken and Barbie.
No. Moving
Okay.
on.
So Caleb thinks it's okay.
Caleb
I'm
thinks
just,
it's
Here's the
okay.
thing with me is that here's why I'm just gonna be like so uninteresting during all of this is that I'm just so I'm always gonna go like the least drama filled answer probably because I just don't. I'm like I don't care. It just seems I don't know. It seems
Do you think he should have got the costume? Yes or no?
I don't see it. It's whatever.
So
to
you
me.
don't see a problem
It's what
with
yeah, I don't give. I don't give. I don't care.
You don't see.
I don't care. I don't care. It's like everyone should just have fun with it.
Oh, they're having
like
fun.
Bobby,
They're having fun
like
on
Bobby
their-
Newport
on their-
But see, if the people could see his body language and not just what he's saying, they would know that he's extremely uncomfortable by it, and he just doesn't want to say it.
No, I don't know. I guess I just don't. I don't think it's probably just whatever. Barbie and Ken, our office. I can't talk.
Y'all shook up about it, apparently.
You cannot, Caleb. Grinch, keep it down over there, guy. You've had too many over there.
Too many cans of Who Hash.
Said too many. I'm gonna go with. How do we respond? Like, what's the?
We are responding.
What's
Is the woman
Is the
who
woman an
posted,
asshole or not?
is she an asshole for telling her husband that he shouldn't wear the
I'm not gonna say
costume?
I'm not gonna say she's an a-hole. I mean, I think maybe she's. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
I'm going to say she's not an asshole.
Well, that was most of
Just
Reddit's
because you said
determination.
that, I'm gonna say that she is.
I'm going to say well, you're wrong, and that's okay.
Well.
Sitting there in your two-piece suit
Well,
thinking or something.
well, it's the Halloween episode, Josh.
Well, congratulations.
Talk about the asshole. Josh is the asshole.
You're right. I said it earlier that I am.
Josh is not dressing up, even though I told him it's the Halloween episode. We got to dress up. I never told him that. Actually.
You never told
I
him
never
that.
said.
And I'm wearing a Christmas sweater, so
Next one.
Next. So.
What about you, Nancy?
So,
What did you say?
Yeah, is she an asshole or not, Nancy?
I mean, I don't think she's an asshole. I feel like it's an office party, so it's kind of a thing, but it's also weird to spend $50 for a matching costume that most people would see as a couple's costume with a woman that you travel alone with all the time.
Yeah. So.
You know what they say.
What do they say, guys?
I don't know. What do they say, Grinch? What will I wear? I'll tell you what he won't wear, that matching Barbie costume. Am I right, Grinch?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Nancy, speaking of a Grinch sweater, she got the Grinch sweater that he actually wears in the
Oh, that
movie.
thing? That thing?
The ho ho ho,
During the jubilation.
the jubilation
Okay.
sweater.
Okay.
Hooray.
I got it in the mail today.
Got it in the mail today.
From
Didn't
Shein.
even get me one.
Oh, cool.
It was a women's sweater.
You could have bought a size big enough. I'd have wore it.
Am I the asshole for not buying Josh the Grinch sweater?
Yes.
What's next?
Okay.
Is she or is she not? Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm never gonna give a straight answer on it.
Oh, I can tell.
Am I the asshole for pulling out math problems to prove my cousin is not smarter than me?
No.
Wait, hold on. Okay. So he's asking, is he
right? Am I the asshole for pulling out math problems to show my cousin?
To show my cousin that he is not smarter than me.
Is that I need backstory?
There is a backstory.
Oh my god!
That was just the title.
Okay.
Jesus.
My bad. I thought we just put the answer.
No.
I need to know every detail about these people.
That was the story title.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to the details.
I hate math though, so this is gonna be a tough one to win me over. It's gonna be a tough one.
Okay.
Okay.
We are both seniors in high school and live in different states.
Okay, so you're immature. Number one. Go ahead.
My family went to her state for a wedding, which is when this whole thing blew up. At the wedding, her parents were bragging to everyone that she's in the top 10 of her class. It didn't bother me until they started asking the cousins who are high school age what their rank is. I was very annoyed at this because I'm in the middle of my class, but I go to one of the top high schools in my state. It's so good that it's well known that the top 10 usually go to Ivy League schools. Anyway, I tried to ignore them, but eventually her father came up to our table to talk to my parents. Of course, he brought up her top 10 standings, then turned to me and asked mine. I answered I didn't know, which made him laugh, and he told me that he bet it's not the top 25% or else I would know. I was about to say something, but my mom pinched my thigh hard to where I had to look at her. The entire thing put me in a bad mood for the rest of the night. When we got back to our hotel, I spent the night looking up her high school and found a bunch of articles about how bad her school district is. I found an article that stated fewer than 10 students in her entire school were proficient at math. I laughed hard, saved the articles, and went to sleep. The next day at family dinner, almost everyone was there when her parents started up with it again. I pulled up some sample SAT math questions and challenged her to complete them. The short of it is she didn't get any right. Her parents yelled at my parents yelled at me, and dinner was ruined. She later texted in our cousin group chat that I'm an ass for putting her on the spot, and I replied that it's easy being in the top 10 when everyone else is an idiot. We're home now, and my parents want me to smooth things over by apologizing to the rest of the family, and specifically my cousin, for putting her on the spot. I don't want to, but my dad told me that Grandpa is going to ban us from the Christmas gathering unless I do.
Well, you better hurry up because you can't be banned from Grandpa's fruitcake loaf he's probably going to give everybody.
So if you would like to hear the Reddit consensus on this one,
we'll do that after
okay.
After we have a chit chat here. Caleb, what do you think?
I think that they should just have fun. I'm joking. No, I think this one they're both assholes.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think the girl is an asshole.
Her parents are
Her
shit.
parents are the assholes.
So this reminded me of this scene in Whiplash, movie about the drummer, jazz drummer, where they're actually at a dinner table with their family, and his cousins are talking about how they play football in Division I, Division II schools, and he's talking about drumming, and they're being very passive aggressive about it, and it's just a very uncomfortable scene. And that reminded me of that a little bit, where his family that he doesn't see very often were being jerks, but then the way he responded to it was also very elitist and jerkish.
It literally comes out to the parents having a dick measuring contest. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, just dumb.
And living vicariously through their children. That's exactly what this story boils down to. Is the author of it an asshole? Kind of, yes, but at the same time, he's kind of being degraded in a sense.
But he's also degrading the girl too.
Right.
For that reason.
That's where I'm getting. I was getting there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he shouldn't be trying to undercut someone else just to make himself feel good when they are doing the exact same thing to him. So, kind of middle of the road as far as asshole goes. He's an asshole as far as pulling out math problems and stuff like that, because that's kind of an elitist attitude too. But I don't think he's an asshole for getting upset at it.
And he also never specified if he could even do the problems either.
That's true. So
I wouldn't be able to do it because it's math.
It's math. Math sucks, and then you die.
Yeah, there's only one thing for sure in this world is life, death, and math sucks.
And then
And taxes.
So what did Reddit think of the guy?
Reddit thinks everyone sucks in the story.
Pretty much what we said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, up top. Yeah.
You're 2 for 2.
Got it
We're
right.
2 for 2.
Yeah, me. I got the first one right, definitely. With my non-answer.
Number 3.
Would I be the asshole if I decline hosting my friend's baby sprinkle?
Baby Sprinkle.
Baby.
This is the title.
A child. His name is Sprinkle.
No.
Baby
It's
Sprinkle. What are you talking about? Hosting?
Would I be
Baby?
the asshole if I decline hosting my friend's baby sprinkle? I think it explains what it is in the story. If it doesn't, then I will explain it to you.
I don't know what that is. You know what that is, Josh?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah,
He knows it because he knows it because of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Yeah.
scene where David talks about the sprinkle, and he's like, "That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard."
It's when you have a baby shower for like another child.
It's like, yeah, whenever
Like-
you've already had a kid, so you basically have like the crib and like all that stuff already, but then you just have a sprinkle. So it's
where
not
they
a whole
can buy-
shower; it's just a
Oh,
sprinkle.
shower sprinkle.
It's stupid,
Yeah, I
I forgot
but
about that, yeah.
Dumb as shit is what it is.
not to
Dumb as
sway,
shit
not to
treat.
sway the answer, but it's
Go ahead.
I already,
Go ahead.
I already know the answer.
okay. My friend had her first baby a little over a year ago and is already expecting another in March.
A lot of love in that house.
The second pregnancy was not planned and has been a rough time for her. She brought up wanting a baby sprinkle if this baby was a girl because she had a boy first. Back before we found out the second baby is also a boy, I had agreed I would host a small get-together for things like girl clothes and maybe a diaper restock. After we found out it was a boy, I thought that closed the topic. But she's reached out to say she's decided she still wants a baby sprinkle. It sounds like she's upset about the timing and wants a day to make her feel better about this unexpected pregnancy. I don't feel great about this because our friends and her family were exceedingly generous the first time around, and she still has items she hasn't opened and boy clothes with tags on from the first shower. I want to offer to host a brunch or something else to give her a day out, but I get the feeling she wants something more centered on her. I just think it's pushing the boundaries of appropriateness for it to be a baby sprinkle so close to a shower and for the same sex of baby. Would I be the asshole to say no after already agreeing to one kind of sprinkle?
I look at it from the perspective of plans change. Number one, set up a registry online and say, hey, if you want to get me anything, get me diapers or something. You already probably still have the stuff that you had before. That child is not even a year old yet. Grow the hell up.
And that's what she said in there too, was that the girl still has like boy clothes with tags still on them that haven't even been used for the first baby.
Grow the hell up. You're trying to take things from everyone. You're sitting there being greedy. So yeah, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. Period.
Well,
not the person, the other person. The person that's not wanting to do the thing. No, she's fine. She's fine.
Yeah. Like Josh said. Yeah. Babies. Aren't babies weird? Aren't sprinkles, you know... Sprinkles go on cupcakes, folks. Okay? Am I right?
No, you all were out in a sprinkle today, that's for sure.
Tell you what,
here's
rain,
the
am I
thing.
right?
I don't think the girl, the author of the story, is an asshole at all. Again, plans change. If she doesn't like that, then she can use the shit she's already got. Period. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. What does Reddit think?
Reddit also said the poster is not the asshole.
Thank you. We're 3 for 3.
Yeah, me.
3 for 3.
Yeah.
How dare you not want to host my baby sprinkle?
Now, whenever you're ready for your final story, you'll have to let me know because there is one that I'm saving for last.
Okay.
Let's do it. Right now. I'm joking.
Go ahead, Nancy.
What's next?
Am I the asshole for telling my sister's boyfriend that nobody cares about his Tesla?
Nobody cares about your car, man.
No.
So, what was it again? One more time?
Am I the asshole for telling my sister's boyfriend that nobody cares about his Tesla?
Go ahead. Okay. We're listening.
Now, this one does actually have ages on it, too, of everybody.
Okay.
So,
ages.
The poster, I, 25 male, blew up on my sister, 21 female's boyfriend, who's 24.
Okay.
After months of him constantly bragging about his Tesla. I met him a few months ago, and it seemed like his entire personality was his Tesla. I would say stuff like, I have to stop at the gas station, and he would say, what's that? I haven't heard about it in years. Or make stupid comments that would lead back to him owning a Tesla Model 3. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind it at first, but then it became to the point where he was always bringing it up every time in conversation to where everyone seemed annoyed by it. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty successful in my career selling one of my businesses for around a low 8 figures a year ago and started investing in low-risk investments. Uh-huh. I have been living a modest life, own a small 3-bedroom house, starting another business in pest control, and I have a 2023 Civic Sport that I paid for in cash. One thing I can't stand is someone bragging or being flashy about money.
As he just sat there and stated everything that he has done in the last 3 years, but he hates it when people are flashy. Go ahead.
Today, my brother and I were talking about buying a car, and he came in and insisted on buying a Tesla because it's the future of cars, and he was bragging about the entire thing and trying to convince my brother that even with the high price, it's worth it. It didn't bother me until he said, don't end up like your brother buying a Honda Civic, they're trash. I blew up at that point telling him he didn't know what he's talking about. He's wanted to look rich and pretend to be rich because he has a Tesla. Meanwhile, he's living at his parents' house. I then proceeded to tell him that I had enough money to buy 10 of his Teslas in cash, and it's really not impressive, but rather makes him seem like a moron trying to brag about owning a Tesla. And if you want to pretend to be rich, you should back the talk instead of leasing a Tesla. This made him really upset, and he left my parents' house immediately. Both my sister and parents are mad at me because he was trying to be helpful, and they thought I was being rude and bragging about my money. And there is an added context and update as Josh breaks our chip clip. This is why we can't afford a Tesla, Josh, because you're breaking our chip clips.
Okay. So, here's the thing. I guarantee you, Mommy and Daddy are leasing the Tesla. He's not leasing the Tesla. Because if you notice, it doesn't say anything in that story about what that guy does for a living. Does it?
Let me see if it's in the... there is an update if you want me to read it.
Update.
Caleb, you want the update and added... it says added context and update.
Okay. More context. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I still stand by what I said, but go ahead.
I apologized for being an asshole to my parents and sister. I would also like to apologize to Reddit. I didn't mean to come off as bragging. I spent 6 years building out a service-based business that ended up becoming a very niche thing for others in the business and sold that to a larger public company for a mixture of stock and cash. You don't have to believe it. Doesn't affect any of us. I didn't mean to be an asshole or outburst like that. This came after months of annoyance and disrespect. The boyfriend is a real estate agent and college educated and would often make jokes about being better than other people, then backtrack on them. He looks down on people who don't go to college and have hard-working jobs. I will not be apologizing to the boyfriend due to the past few months that he has been making comments about how starting a pest control company is a stupid idea and always trying to give financial advice despite him not actually being qualified to give any. The attack didn't come because of a Honda Civic, but because he was telling my brother it would be a bad financial decision to get anything other than a Tesla in today's economy. I won't be apologizing to him because he viewed me as another broke person in his life. I do feel terrible for bragging and putting him in his place, but I do not regret it because he deserved it.
Caleb, what are your thoughts?
Cars, they're scary. I don't like them. They're scary. They give me the spooks. What was it again? The Tesla guy. Tesla.
The guy with the Tesla.
Guy with the Tesla. It sounds an awful lot like whenever someone says that they're vegan and they have to let everybody know.
Yeah. I drive a Tesla. I like vegetables.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be driving a car that's environmentally like more efficient than like a regular car, you probably shouldn't just go around like telling people about it. You know, like bragging about it. That defeats the purpose of trying to do the right thing whenever you have to tell everyone that you're doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Or
the Tesla driver's an asshole because he just needs to mind his own business. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And cars are scary. Did I say that already?
Yes, you said that already.
Gosh.
But also, what's wrong with a Honda?
Yeah.
Especially if you can like pay for it outright and not have a monthly payment.
Yeah. And not to mention the fact that Honda does have like a great like miles per gallon and it has great safety features and all that stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry, guy with the Tesla. Fuck you. If you're listening, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I said it. Yeah. Don't like him.
Well, since Josh said that, I love him.
Well, the poster, their username is IDC, which I don't care about your Tesla.
There you go. So, what was the... we think that the Reddit guy is not an asshole.
That was also the consensus of Reddit, is that he is not the asshole.
4 for 4! Woohoo! Yeah. 4 for 4. All right.
Yeah, Grinch.
Okay. Am I the asshole for stopping my boyfriend from wearing a Halloween costume?
Okay.
This better be good.
My 18 female boyfriend, 19 male, is going clubbing for Halloween. He's going with quite a few of his male friends, and I'm staying home with my baby. My boyfriend has been thinking of costume ideas, and he came up with the idea of a group costume for him and his friends. They would all go wearing t-shirts saying Pussy Patrol. For context, all of his friends are quite nerdy, and they're all single. I told him I was uncomfortable with the idea as it made him appear single. I said it would be the same as me wearing a shirt that says Dick Finder, and he told me it was completely different. I'm really upset at the idea of him going clubbing without me wearing something that makes it seem like he's trying to get girls. My boyfriend is saying I'm being ridiculous. Am I the asshole? And in the first edit, it says, my boyfriend is a lovely guy. I'm not worried about him cheating on me at all.
You should be.
I just don't like the costume idea and want to know if I'm being unreasonable because I have a very warped perception of that. They're not dressing up as the characters from the In-Betweeners. They're going in clubbing clothes with the t-shirts on top. My baby isn't my boyfriend's, but he lives with us. Edit 2. I'm not worried about him cheating on me. I know he wouldn't do that. I just think it's a disrespectful idea. I'm also not annoyed at him for going out. He's allowed a night out with his friends. That's not the issue. I didn't tell him that he couldn't wear it. I only told him that I'd be upset if he did. And I don't think making the boys laugh is worth upsetting me.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. So it's first off, it's not funny. It'd be different if it was a costume that was funny.
Yeah, you can tell.
Doesn't sound funny.
You can tell that it's teenagers because they're acting like teenagers.
Josh, he's 19. He's basically a grown-up.
Well,
he's going clubbing.
I wish I knew what state this was in because I'm pretty sure the state really doesn't matter because drinking age is 21. So.
Well, I think that they're overseas because here I did say friends, but she said he's allowed a night out with his mates.
So it's probably in England. And I believe the drinking age in England is 18 or 16.
12, I believe.
Is it 12? I was getting ready to be like, what the hell?
It is if you don't get caught.
Well, that's the way it is here, too. So or it could be Australia. It could be Australian. Yeah. Anyway, either or, you can tell the maturity level of this guy, and you can tell the maturity level of this girl.
It ain't going to last.
It ain't going to last. You can completely tell. That's not the question here, though. The question is
that's what I'm getting out of the question.
The question is she the asshole because she does not want her boyfriend, not baby daddy, to not wear a shirt that says, what was it again? Pussy Patrol or Pussy Finder, whatever it is?
It was Pussy Patrol.
Pussy Patrol. Number 1, grow up. Number 2, Dick Finder or Dick... Did it say Dick Finder or Dick Rider?
Dick Finder.
Dick Finder. Okay. God, these people suck.
She didn't
so
say,
bad.
She wasn't gonna wear it.
I know. I'm just saying.
She just equated that, like, basically him wearing that was the same as her going out saying that, like, you know, she's gonna wear that T-shirt. So making it appear that he's single.
Right. Case in point is they both suck.
I don't know. I guess
they both suck.
I guess she's not,
because they're immature and don't know any better, so they suck.
I guess it's just so difficult with all these because people are so complex and we don't know them, and it's like, you know.
It's a hypothetical thing,
I
Caleb.
know, but geez,
Jesus
know,
Christ.
come on. Hey, you know.
I apologize for the
shirt's
quality
not
of
funny.
this episode.
The shirt's not funny. It's just not funny. If it was funny, it'd be
it's
different.
Not. That's the point. It's stupid.
So because of this, I'm on the dog side. There's surely a dog in the family, right? Somewhere in there.
There is a baby.
Why don't you be on the baby side then?
No.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Remember he said babies are weird.
I don't think.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I said cars are dangerous.
If we're going to play that consensus, I do not think she is an asshole for being upset that he's going to wear the shirt. I think she's a dumbass for thinking he's going to go and not try to like cheat on her and stuff with wearing that shirt. So, asshole? No. Dumbass? Yes.
He's just too critical of people, you know.
That was my job. It's still my job.
You know,
so.
God. It's my job too. I'm a critic. A movie critic, sir. I have you know. Oh, yeah. I don't want to hear Not according to the Five Nights at Freddy's fans. Have you seen films, sir?
Yeah.
Frederick Fazbear?
This is better than Schindler's List.
I don't know. I don't guess. I don't know. They're just the teenagers. I don't know.
Again, I think me and Caleb both can say that the consensus is that she's not an asshole, but she's a dumbass.
I mean,
I just think that they think they're too grown. Both of them.
Yeah, they're immature as hell.
They're playing house.
They should still be
there you go.
They should still be like watching Blue's Clues. How old did you say they were again?
18 and 19.
Yeah, Blue's Clues. You know,
Yeah.
they should still be just, you know.
Yeah, they need to sit down in a thinking chair and think what they need to do.
Still be watching like Noggin. You remember Noggin?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what.
The Reddit consensus was that they do not have enough information to make a determination of who is the asshole.
I can see that. That's kind of how that's what I said. I said people are complex.
Well,
There's more to everything.
I also said though that she's not an asshole. I said though
But
she's a dumbass.
You know who sounded like they got it right though?
Reddit?
Me. It sounds like I got it more right than you did this
It's
time.
fine. I mean,
Caleb 5,
it's not,
Josh.
It's not a competition.
Josh 1, Caleb 5. I've been keeping score, just like the Blink-182 Green episode.
Oh my god.
I haven't. I really haven't. I don't know how many we've done.
All right, Nancy, last one, because we are 48 minutes into this episode. Last one. Nancy said that she told me that this is the one that she wants to really do because she wants to see our reactions. So take it for what it's worth.
Oh, God.
It's the movie theater all over again.
It's similar.
Oh, God.
Am I the asshole for asking the lady sitting next to me at a concert to stop knitting?
Knitting?
Knitting.
Knitting? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's hear this.
I went to a concert tonight at a seated venue to see a folk singer. The music is relatively tame and quiet and fairly emotional. In my opinion, seeing this artist is a pretty immersive music experience, at least for me. I was really excited to see this particular show at a seated theater where it's easier to just focus on the music. I'd venture a guess that most of the people who would go to this type of show are going because they're emotionally invested in this person's music. The show starts and I notice the woman sitting directly next to me is knitting. Odd, I thought, but okay. But as the show went on, I kept finding myself so distracted by this knitting. I must have tried for a solid 30 minutes to ignore it, but the constant motion in my peripheral vision and the quiet clicking of the needles kept stealing my attention away from the show. After a while, I felt like I couldn't focus on the show at all, and all I could think about was whether I should try to politely say something. The woman was with a partner, and I noticed on their other side there were 2 to 3 open seats. So I finally worked up the courage to politely say something. I thought the best and least disruptive way to do that was to write a note on my phone and show it to her, so that's what I did. The note said, "This is a direct copy-paste. I'm so sorry to ask, and I know this is probably ridiculous, but the knitting is distracting me from enjoying the show. Would you mind either stopping or moving 1 seat over? Again, I'm sorry." I don't know. I assumed anyone who knitted in public, and especially someone at this kind of very chill show, was probably a generally chill human, so I was not expecting the kind of negative reaction that followed. The woman gave me the nastiest look, let out an angry sigh, threw her hands up, dramatically stuffed her knitting stuff into her bag, huffed and huffed to her partner, and then got up and completely left the show. I was so baffled by how angry she got, especially since I tried really hard to phrase this as politely as I could. I even considered that maybe there are reasons beyond my understanding why someone might not be able to sit still during a show and might need to keep their hands busy, like neurodivergence, some sort of recovery, some other reason. So I really tried to avoid speaking up out of sensitivity. And again, it's why I included the suggestion that maybe she could just slide over instead of stopping completely. I realized that knitting is definitely not the most disruptive thing a person could do, and I couldn't tell if me asking her to stop was unreasonable, and maybe I should have just sucked it up, but I thought I was polite about it, and I'm still just really shocked at how mad she got, and even more shocked that she completely left the show halfway through the set.
So it worked.
So, number one, this person has a really creative story, and here's why. Number one, this would never happen. And let me tell you why this would never happen.
You could never bring this into
because
a
you
venue.
could never bring this into a venue.
Well, it just depends, though.
You would never be able to bring this into a venue.
Well,
they would not.
Well,
let you
we've been to Mountain Stage and they don't check bags there.
Doesn't matter. If security sees you with a knitting needle or any sharp object such as a knitting needle, they will make you throw it away.
Well, some knitting needles aren't sharp though. Like some of them are made out of plastic.
Let's say okay. For instance, let's say if you're not every venue is the same. Let's say if you go to like a venue, let's say like like a venue that we have here called the amphitheater in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you go to something like that and there's a show going on, and it's likely if someone pulled that out, they're not going to get escorted out. Someone's not going to tell them.
Like if you brought it in your bag and you didn't pull it out until the theater was dark, they reasonably would not see you with them.
Well, you ain't going to be able to see to knit either.
I mean, again, it kind of depends.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I'm going with that. It's true. That it's a true story.
Okay.
I have to. It's part of the game. It's part of the game, Josh.
Is the person the asshole because they asked that person to stop? Is the question, right?
Yeah.
That is the question.
Yeah, Josh. Jeez, God, that's the game. God.
I'd like to stab you with a knitting needle.
Oh, God.
Anyway. Here's the thing. I don't know how that... I need context of who they were seeing. Is there an update of who they were seeing?
There is an edit that says, I think the use of the word concert is misleading people here, and people might think concert equals loud environment. This was a fairly quiet folk show at a theater as opposed to a rock or pop concert at an arena. The room was dead silent outside of the performance itself. The set included some full band songs, some solo acoustic, some that were just vocals, fiddle, and guitar. The needles did make a clicking sound, probably equivalent to someone typing on their phone with long nails.
So, like this?
Yeah.
I don't know. We weren't there.
No, I'm saying like the equivalent of...
Of like a constant tapping.
I don't know why this is... I don't know why we have to go so into this. This is an easy one.
Okay.
No, I don't think she was. Would I ever do that? No, I have a hard time.
Okay, so-
I have a hard time confronting people telling them that they're doing something that I don't like.
So you think that the person is not an asshole?
I don't.
Okay.
Because whenever you do anything at a concert, movie, or anything, you gotta say, is this going to distract someone that's around me? If it is distracting someone, why should I do this? I mean, if I'm going to do this, I should be away from everybody else.
I think the clicking of the here's the thing. Number one, the person should have never brought the knitting needles or brought knitting to a concert. You're there for a show.
Yeah, I mean,
you're there for a show. It's the same equivalent of people that when you go to a concert, they want to just sit around or stand around and talk and not pay attention to the artist. It's the same equivalent to me. That pisses me off more than anything. Case in point, when we saw Kiss, the people that were to our right there that talked through like 3 songs. Did you hear that? Or
I didn't hear it with my
that's it's a very loud rock
earbuds
show.
in.
right, but I still could hear them like they were standing right next to me because they fucking were.
There's always going to be people talking
And
out of rock.
it wasn't the people that were behind us; it was the people the next row up.
I didn't hear them.
But
Those loop earbuds, I
Anyway.
didn't hear anything.
But yeah, that irritates me more than anything. I don't think the person's an asshole for telling her to stop politely. I don't know.
And she didn't even necessarily tell her to stop. She also gave her the option of like just moving to one of the empty seats just so that it's not a distraction. But I feel like it's a situation where the person was only there because their partner wanted to go to that show. That's the vibe that I get.
Unless they get a severe high from knitting while listening to live folk music. That's the only way. That's the only logical explanation.
I think the person is not an asshole. I think the person that's the asshole is who brought the knitting stuff.
Yeah. I imagine it's a venue probably equivalent to like where Mountain Stage is.
Yeah.
Where they don't check your bags and stuff, but also the seats are really close together and it's a little bit more lit. That's the kind of venue that I imagine for this show.
I'm the person that if you're going to go to a show, then you need to go to a show and be immersed in what you're watching.
Which with how much shows cost now, too.
Oh.
Like, why are you going to spend money on a ticket to go and knit?
Yeah.
And I feel like the age of COVID has ruined the way that people
act.
Yes. Because people don't take other people's experience into consideration. They just kind of take their own experience into it.
I mean, they didn't do it before, but now it's even worse.
For instance, just to go back to Five Nights at Freddy's. All the things I'm hearing about people reacting in the theaters just sounds like hell to me.
Yeah.
I would never watch such a movie in theaters. My
They
God.
showed a streamer.
It's a guy who streams! We have to scream about it for the next 30 minutes!
I can't believe he's here.
I can't believe he's here. Streamers are only famous to
and just
people
imagine,
that watch them.
This is all this for this, quite frankly, not good movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't
think the person's an
People
asshole.
annoy me at things, okay?
What was the consensus?
The consensus from Reddit is that the poster is not an asshole.
Okay.
Of course.
So,
Duh.
I agree. I don't think the person's an
So,
asshole at all.
The only asshole that we met today was the math kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a little...
He was a little shit.
He was
a little shit bag.
You know, he was,
And then Josh was kind of divided on the poster about the Tesla until we read the update.
Yeah.
What did the people say about the first one?
Oh yeah. What did people say about the first one?
The
Which one
Barbie.
was the
The
first
Barbie.
one? The Barbie. They said
they said she
the
wasn't an
poster was
asshole.
not the asshole.
Yeah, the poster was not the asshole.
And then the top comment on it. Let me go back and read it to you because I've got these.
God, we got to get these comments in because they're spicy.
The Barbie costume.
Spicy costume.
The top comment that has 6,500 upvotes says, not the asshole, but between them traveling together, spending a lot of time together, and now her wanting them to dress as a couple, are you absolutely sure there's nothing else going on?
Exactly, which is exactly what I said.
And the original poster did respond to that, and she said, I'm sure. I travel with him too because it's fun and I can do my job from anywhere. He spends all his free time with me and our kids. I don't know if his entire office knows that I'm there on these trips though, so I think the whole picture to outsiders, especially his employees, could be iffy.
So if they're traveling together, are they staying in the same room with each other is the question.
I don't know.
because here's my question: if wife is traveling with husband and they're all sharing a room together, that's what she's worried about.
But also, if I feel like the female coworker would have her own room, because if a company's paying for them, they would pay for the male and the female to stay separately. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he could also just say, "Oh, I'm going out to do some business," and then go to female coworker's room just as easily. So it's like she says that she knows there's nothing going on because she's with him.
This one's just a little too. This one's a little too Jerry Springer-ish for me.
Jerry
Springer-ish. It's just people want to. I don't know.
Everybody should have fun.
Let's just have fun.
Am I the asshole for judging these people? Yes. And I don't care.
What does the Grinch have to say in closing?
I'm not going.
I'm trying to think of stuff that the Grinch says, and I'm just struggling.
Am I the asshole? What? I don't know. Caleb, where do people find? Oh, you did are you picking our topic for next week here, buddy?
I am. It's my turn. It's my turn now.
It's my turn now.
It's my turn.
Where can people find us, Caleb, while you're picking the topic for next week?
They can find us by typing in Chat From A Hat on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and if you want to email us, you can email us at chatfromahatcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Here we go.
What do you think, folks? Are we assholes? Or are these people the assholes?
I can't imagine.
What do you think?
I'm just a little old Caleb. I was just,
Caleb's just being an asshole.
Playing. I was just on the fence.
On the fence all night. Caleb's just...
Not really, just that was the only one.
Caleb's like, I don't know what these people do. What is the topic? What is the
topic is going to be...
Caleb asked earlier if I was feeling better, and the answer is no.
I'm feeling a little better. The topic for next week, we got a doozy.
Okay, what's the doozy?
We got Nickelodeon in the 90s.
Ooh.
And also Nick at Night.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Nickelodeon in the 90s.
And Nick at Night.
Nick, Nickelodeon. I don't know what that was I put in there at the end.
That's when the TV shuts off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, folks, next week we're talking Nickelodeon in the 90s. That's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah, I think so.
Fun. All right, folks, we will talk to you next week about Nickelodeon. Also, are we the assholes? Are we the assholes, Caleb?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?